Today, I'm going to discuss with you about the watering systems. The watering systems, or you can say the irrigation systems, that how we can irrigate the crops inside the polyhouses. As you know that we are not allowing any irrigation rainwater to come inside the polyhouses, so it is very much important that the water should be met through irrigation and artificial way of application. So this is the topic for this topic of the day. And the objective of this PPT or lecture is to understand different irrigation systems under protected cultivation. That is what kind of the systems we can adopt in protected cultivation. Then to understand, drip irrigation systems and greenhouse structures, and to analyze different structures under protected cultivation. uh, as protected cultivation is very important, and you know that this is a way to control the environmental conditions, that the abiotic factors that can be controlled, and the crops which been affected by or are at risk due to weather vagaries, that can be checked and can be best utilized. So, and this is you can say the why we go for protected cultivation is the better quality of produce, because these crops are not has any kind of stress in, and they are not undergoing any uh, you know drying or wetting or maybe some nutrient deficiencies, so they are given everything in a precise manner, so the quality is better. Higher productivity, obviously, that is there. It is used for raising and hardening of the plants also, when especially the tissue culture plants. Then better insect and disease control can be there in the because this is a closed structure, and the insects are not allowed to enter inside. The polyhouses can be in the off-season crop and can be efficient use of resources very judiciously. Everything, pesticide, chemical, fertilizer, seed, everything is used in a precise manner. Now this is just to refresh the polyhouse things. Now three basic type of irrigations are normally there is sub irrigation, over head irrigation, and drip irrigation. Now, these all are different concepts. Here we are not discussing about the open field kind of things like irrigating furrow, drip furrow, band irrigation, furrow irrigation, canal irrigation, and all that, because that is all associated with your open field things. Particularly in protected cultivation, we have different types like sub irrigation means that there are certain piping systems which have been laid underground, and from there the water is allowed to come slowly and slowly, and they wet the root zone. And as such, when the root zone is wetted, that area can be, the plants can take water from there. For example, this is a plant, and this is the root zone here. So what happens, there is some piping, like some piping which is underground. This is the ground level, otherwise this is the ground level. So then this pipe is releasing some water here, so releasing some water, and like this, and this is underground, and then these roots are there, they can take this water. Now the overhead irrigation, we will come up in detail. What the overhead irrigation means, there are certain sprinkler systems which has been laid down, and they just sprinkle water like rainwater. So this is called overhead sprinkler or irrigation. This is called a sprinkling system also. So in poly houses, small mini sprinkler or micro sprinklers can be used to, especially when there is a very close row spacing, the leafy vegetables are there, corianders are there, maybe some other kind of lettuce and other crops are there. In that case, it can be done. Then drip irrigation, this is very common. This is, that this is a micro irrigation, and in which the different drip lines are laid down, and which release the drop by drop, the water drop by drop, and are doing it. Now coming to sub irrigation systems, In sub irrigation systems, we are having types like capillary mating, the IHP capillary mating, another type of then another type of tissue. Now, what is there? These are the different kind of mattings which has been done, and they have distribution system in the mat, and the mat is wetted, and this mat allows the water uh, supply to the growing plants. There is another way that ebb and flow flood benches. What is there? They have the at the ground there is this kind of perforated, or you can say the capillary matting is there, and there is a tank down there, and this is helping in the wetting this mat, and from there the water is being uh, you know uh, taken up by the plants. So what is there? The pots placed in the trays are flooded. Excess fertilizer solutions drain back into reservoirs, and soluble salt issues. This is something like this. These are those trays are kept, and the water is flooded in the and excess water is removed. Then there is a hand watering system is there. So with the help of small fountains, or plastic, or this kind of sprinkling or can be done. There is some kind of you can say these plastic sprinkler systems are available, and they can help in hand watering. They normally done, it's very commonly. Uh, if you have very few number of plants, you can do it. If you have large number of plants, you can do it. So then there is some plastic water collectors. They have like the streets are there. They have some streaks, and they allow the quantified water to enter in these pots, and from there, these water is irrigated inside. Now, in more technical poly houses, or you can say the very precise kind of, you can say the automized poly houses, there is the boom irrigation is practiced, and this is something like this is you can just see in this picture here. I'm just trying this one. This is there. So this is a kind of boom here. You can just see this boom. This is totally mechanized. It is driven automatically, and this boom moves in this direction like this, and this keep on irrigating the crops, and then it move back, and then move back, and this way this it can run in all of the poly house, and the whole boom is irrigating this the width wise all of the plants which are present there. So these are computer controlled, precise application, interchangeable nozzles, can be programmed on a per crop basis. So this is all in you can say the automated systems. We can use the fertilizers, the pesticides also along with the irrigation water, and that can also be supplied in a very quantified manner. Now there is a tubes with emitters. These tubes have been inserted in each plant, and from there the water can be supplied. So this was something about the high, or you can say the high technical irrigations, which are generally prescribed in the protected cultivation. We will be taking, the drip irrigation and all the other irrigation, the overhead irrigation separately. Thank you, students.